All right, so here we've got an automation that could be used for like a therapist or psychologist. So primary purposes here, we're never going to miss a booking call or text, or if it's coming in through the website's always there. But for phone calls and texts, a lot of time if you're a busy professional, you're probably not always picking up those calls, always answering those text messages as quickly as you could or should, just to maximize the business there. So an AI will be on the front end of this process to make sure that we're never missing one of those. We're going to increase the amount of long-term patients by just automating follow-ups as usual, and we're going to minimize the amount of no-show appointments again by automating that confirmation process. So this is all going to start with the patient entering the system, whether that's going to be booked through website, phone, or text, whether they dealt with an AI or not. Once it enters, they're going to go ahead and have a confirmation email is going to be sent to the patient with an intake form where they're going to fill in all their information if they have any goals for the session, or if there's anything particular that the therapist or psychologist would want to know, anything that's specific to a particular practice or anything like that. We could add that to the intake form, and that will all get sent over to the CRM, upon its completion. Now they are going to give you some initial info, right as soon as the appointment's booked. First name, last name, some contact info that gets added to the CRM right away, and then the intake form will update that file further once it's ready. So once you're there, AI is pretty much just going to go into standby, wait 24 hours before the appointment as usual. No confirmation. If it's still unconfirmed 2 hours before the appointment, another message is going to be sent via email and SMS to the patient with a link to reschedule or their sort of last opportunity to confirm. If there are no confirmed, no show, they're going to be placed in a long-term follow-up just to encourage them to rebook in the future. Now, if they do confirm at any point in this process, whether initially or at that sort of last stage there, the patient notes, goals, and expectations from the intake form are going to be forwarded to the attending therapist or psychologist. If there's a practice with multiple, they'll be updated automatically based on who that patient was assigned to. The appointment happens. The appointments record, in this case, the appointments will be recorded by a note taker, and a summary is going to automatically be uploaded on both the practice's side and the patient's side, just so that there's accountability for everyone, and there's a sort of a written record of these sessions, just so that we know where we're at in the process. 24 hours after the appointment is completed, it's going to go ahead and send a feedback request. Positive feedback, as usual, is going to be met with a thank you message and a review request. And you could also attach a promo if you wanted to, where once the review was left, that promo would become active, and for their next session, they could use that promo to lessen the cost or whatever you wanted to do there. Negative feedback is going to be noted, and a request is going to be sent for some more info from the patient with the intent of reassigning to potentially a different therapist or psychologist, or if necessary, update the process. And sometimes people are just, people just you can't please everybody. So just a little bit of feedback if there's nothing really to do, just something to make a note of. Regardless of feedback, all patients, they're going to get added to a campaign to encourage more sessions, right? So in this case, people might come, once a month or once every 3 months, and they kind of, they make progress, but they don't come enough to really solidify it. So try to sort of automate that outreach and, bring them in for more sessions so that they can get, the help they need and it actually sticks long term.